For the second time this season, Formula One heads to the United States, this time to the Circuit of the Americas for the United States Grand Prix. Both titles may have already been won, but there is still plenty of racing action to come between now and the end of the season. Last time out in Qatar, Max Verstappen won his third Formula One World Championship with a second place finish in the sprint. Oscar Piastri, however, took some of the spotlight away from the Dutch driver, securing his first win, albeit a sprint win, before finishing second in the Grand Prix. But what about the circuit that drivers are racing on this week? Let me tell you, the Circuit of the Americas is one of the bumpiest tracks on the calendar, with several of the corners inspired by some of the iconic corners from Europe. Elements of Silverstone's Maggots and Beckett's, Hockenheim's Stadium section, and Turn 8 at Istanbul Park have all corners modelled from their designs. DRS has a large effect here in Texas, with 2 DRS zones being in operation. The first detection zone is between turns 10 and 11. The straight between 11 and 12 begin the second active zone. The speed trap is located at the end of this straight. The second detection zone between turns 18 and 19, with DRS being active on the straight that follows turn 20. While the title has already been done, it is still worth taking a look at the Drivers' Championship as the battle for second place heats up even more. Following Lewis Hamilton's first lap incident in Qatar, Sergio Perez was able to marginally extend his lead in the Grand Prix following a 10th place finish. Not being able to capitalise as much as he would have liked, however, it would be Hamilton who scored more over the full weekend, with a 5th place finish in the sprint to ensure the gap would decrease by only 30 points heading into the US Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso is still within touching distance of the 3rd place too, the 2-time world champion only 11 points behind the 7-time world champion. Over on the constructors' standings, and we already know Red Bull have won that title, but Mercedes and Ferrari are looking like they will be staying there where they are in 2nd and 3rd. However, the real battle here is for 4th place, and while that might not sound the most entertaining of battles, it is worth millions of pounds for the team. It's a game of two halves between Aston Martin. They laid the marker early down in the season, with McLaren having a strong second half, catching the Silverstone-based team at every round. With a double podium last time out in both the sprint and the Grand Prix, compared to Alonso being the sole point scorer for Aston Martin, the 11-point gap might just be overturned here in Texas. This race should also see the return of Daniel Ricciardo to the Formula One grid, following a lengthy period on the sidelines recovering from an injury. The Australian knows he has a race seat in F1 next season, but will be looking to impress as he puts his name in the mix for a potential return to Red Bull if rumours are to be believed. This does mean that Liam Lawson will be without a seat after having a strong spell in the car in Ricciardo's absence. With Andretti's bid to join Formula One is approved by the FIA, Haas are really putting themselves out here as the sport's American team by running a special livery in Texas this weekend. This new livery, alongside an upgrade package, will hopefully allow the American team to move up in the order and comfortably challenge for points on home soil. So, how can you watch this weekend's action? Well, as always, if you're in the UK, you can watch it on Sky Sports F1. This is a sprint weekend, so the schedule is different from previous years. The first and only practice session of the weekend gets underway at 12:30 p.m. local time, 6:30 p.m. in the UK before qualifying for Sunday's Grand Prix starts at 4 p.m. local time, 10 p.m. in the UK. The sprint shootout starts Saturday's running and it gets underway at 12:30 p.m. local time, 6:30 p.m. in the UK before the sprint itself takes place at 5 p.m. local time, which is 11 p.m. in the UK. And then finally, it's race day on Sunday, and with a 2 p.m. local start time, that means the action will be on Sunday night for UK viewers with lights out at 8 p.m. But who do you think will win this weekend in Texas? Let us know in the comments section below. If you haven't already checked out our video on how Max Verstappen become world champion, or a look at Oscar Piastri, how he made it into Formula One, you can check by clicking the videos on screen now. Thanks for watching, and I hope you can join us in the next one. Goodbye.